Tonight, South Australian voters call for greater scrutiny of politician perks, and the waters of Port Lincoln playing sanctuary to a whale mother and her calf.
From our 7 Spencer Golf Studios, your nightly news with John Hunt begins now.
Good evening. New figures show less than 1/3 of South Australians trust their local politicians when it comes to claiming benefits. The Australian Institute poll was conducted in the wake of the country travel allowance scandal.
It's been a scandal that's cost 3 jobs, opened up an ICAC investigation and put Polly Perks under the spotlight. Now 510 South Australians have been surveyed for their opinion on the country travel allowances for regional MPs.
What we found was that 3 out of 5 South Australians don't trust their state MPs when it comes to things like claiming their salary and their benefits.
The results also indicated voters want greater scrutiny for those who wrought the system.
The research also found that a majority of South Australians would support more transparency and more accountability when it comes to their local MPs and the benefits that they claim.
Member for Frome Jeff Brock agrees there's a need for greater transparency.
Quite frankly, transparency is part of the job of members of parliament, and we're here to serve the people and to do the best we can for our communities.
A transparent and accountable system will actually be good news for the vast majority of MPs who do the right thing.
He says some changes have already been made to open the figures to scrutiny.
Members' accommodation claims will be made on the public register through the parliamentary system.
Shari Hams, 7 Spencer Golf News.
A whale and a calf who fled Encounter Bay after a near miss with a boat have been spotted south of Port Lincoln. Experts say the giants of the deep will stick around for a few more weeks before migrating down to Antarctic waters.
A vast stretch of coastline empty except for a mother humpback and her calf.
Healthy, strong, active, breaching, skimming along the water with its mouth open, doing all those things that a healthy calf should do.
New footage capturing the gentle giants off the coast of Sleaford Bay near Port Lincoln. It's understood to be the same pair that were harassed by boats near Encounter Bay, south of Adelaide, and off the coast of the Mornington Peninsula in Victoria.
She's happy here, obviously. She feels secure and safe, so we don't have the boat traffic that a lot of places have. So she's, I guess, that's why she's chosen us.
There were concerns for the calf's health after they travelled hundreds of kilometres to escape boats.
There was one particular boat that followed the whales for a few kilometres, and the whales were swimming quite fast for a mother and calf pair.
Whales often stay in place after giving birth, resting and feeding their calf, but experts say this pair was spooked at least 3 separate times before disappearing.
It was great to hear that pair had arrived at Sleaford after upsetting time in Encounter Bay.
I was lucky that about a week after she left Encounter Bay, I was able to photograph her here.
Whale spotters say humpback numbers have been increasing each year, with winter the most common time to see them. The mother and calf now putting on a show off the coast of Port Lincoln, undisturbed.
Hopefully if they're in a few weeks, but she might be gone tomorrow. So yeah, we're just fingers crossed and we'll keep an eye out for her.
Nathan Regter, 7 Spencer Golf News.
Cleve Council's chief executive has been found to have committed maladministration over payments towards a local sports club. South Australia's Ombudsman found Peter Arnold used more than $24,000 for a deposit for upgrades to the local bowling club. It's alleged he failed to formally advise the council that the budget had been used to pay for invoices for the project. The Ombudsman recommended he be sacked, but Mayor Phil Cameron says the CEO has the full support of elected members and will continue working. Port Lincoln women with breast cancer could soon be diagnosed quicker, with a pop-up clinic now open at the city's hospital. BreastScreen SA will be operating for the next 3 months, helping with early detection of the disease.
The new equipment in the fight against one of Australia's biggest killers.
It is basically to detect breast cancer that you may not be able to feel, but with breast screening you can actually detect it at an early stage.
This state-of-the-art technology is being made available as part of BreastScreen SA's biannual visit to Port Lincoln. The program provides free mammograms to eligible women aged 50 or older.
It's very important to come and have a mammogram. We pick up small, subtle differences before you actually have a symptom.
Women aged 50 to 74 are advised to get checked every 2 years. Cancer Council figures estimate around 17,000 Australian women are diagnosed with breast cancer each year.
Having a regular screen means that you'll be able to detect any changes in the breast and be able to any subtle changes that you cannot feel.
More than 90,000 free screening mammograms are provided each year in South Australia, but the service was forced to shut down earlier in the year due to the pandemic. The clinic's now trying to work its way through a backlog of patients.
We're normally on the mobile bus, but due to COVID that's not possible.
The clinic will be available until November. Anyone interested is encouraged to contact BreastScreen SA. Nathan Regter, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
Still to come tonight, Whyalla Council faces the public over its proposed rate rise, and a group of Indigenous kids receive brand new bikes in Port Pirie. Welcome back. Whyalla Council has faced the public as budget consultations began at the local library last night. Acting CEO Christian Clark discussed this year's priorities, but it was the proposed rate increase that proved to be the hot topic. Whyalla's mayor says she was pleased with the turnout.
We've really welcomed the questions they've asked and the points of view that they've got across. And from Council, as I stated tonight, we are listening to their opinions and we take them on board.
Locals can provide feedback via Council's website. Specialised bras for women with breast cancer are now available in our region, with the company Amona touring the Spencer Gulf. The Whyalla Pink Spirits came together this morning to hear about the new range of products.
Having a cup of coffee and a slice of cheesecake with friends, the Whyalla Pink Spirits meeting for a special demonstration.
I'm here today just to catch up with Ray and all the lovely ladies from the Whyalla Pink Spirits. I'm at the moment doing my road trip where I go around and see all my customers and show them all new products.
The company touring the region, giving rural women who have had or are experiencing breast cancer the same opportunities they'd receive in metropolitan areas.
We tend to miss out a bit, and this is just lovely to have her come along today.
Whenever I go to a rural area, I get, anything from 10 to 25 people turn up just to see the new products and listen to, what I've got to say.
The company offering a wide range of products for patients, including new silicone breast forms.
We have everything from a partial breast form, which is for the ladies who have had just a partial mastectomy, up to the full breast forms for ladies who've had the entire breast removed.
These specialised bras are available on the Amona website in a variety of shapes and sizes to make all women feel confident while receiving treatment.
The first lady I fitted it on back in December, she's been wearing breast forms for 20 years and has never had a breast form that's fitted properly. And when I put this on her, all she kept saying was, oh my God, I can feel it against my skin.
Sophia Contigonis, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
A Port Pirie teenager will face court after being caught riding a motorised bike. Just after 6:30 on Monday night, police noticed a bicycle on Jensen Street was fitted with a motor. Pulling over the rider, checks revealed the 16-year-old didn't hold a motorcycle licence and was riding at night without lights or a helmet. Police also allege he recorded a blood alcohol reading of .114 and tested positive to cannabis. He's been charged with numerous offences and will appear in court in September. The drug sample has been sent for forensic testing. More than 30 Indigenous Port Pirie students have received push bikes thanks to the Aboriginal Community Action Group. The children having their first ride on the new set of wheels at the local Road Safety Centre.
Riding towards a bright future, these Indigenous students of various ages are thrilled with their new wheels.
Happy, excited. I have not good bikes and this is a good bike.
The initiative is a collaboration between the Aboriginal Action Group, Port Pirie Council and Bikes for Life Foundation. The push bikes will give these eager young locals transport around town, with many community members supporting the cause.
Great the community is joining together, for the kids' sake. It's really for them.
The bikes were retrieved from Melbourne by Mayor Leon Stevens, along with helmets.
And they're all been adjusted to suit their particular heights and all that. So, and I think it's I can remember getting a push bike and having that, independence so I could get around. I'm sure they're going to love it as well.
Before hitting the road, each child learnt about the importance of road safety.
How to ride the bike properly, and the stop lights, how to understand the stop lights.
At least they can have a sense of responsibility when they're riding on the roads and to obey the road rules.
The Aboriginal Community Action Group working around the clock to get this project off the ground.
This is why we have the Aboriginal Action Group in Port Pirie. It's for the wider community, for the Aboriginal people and also the non-Aboriginal people.
The group's focus now turning to future projects.
Also, I want a bus for the kids of Port Pirie, please. Thank you.
Shari Hams, 7 Spencer Golf News.
Stay with us. Wireless Kinder Gym reopens at a new location. And a Port Pirie man $50,000 richer thanks to a Keno win. Wireless Kinder Gym has a new home, with local arts group D-Faces now running the program from its studio. The children have begun using the new space, with sessions already proving popular with parents and kids.
Climbing, jumping and sliding.
Welcome back to Kinder Gym.
It's all part of the fun here at DeFaces.
First week and it's already exploded over social media, and there's lots of excitement for Kinder Gym to start back up.
DeFaces pleased to be taking on the existing program, previously run by the Whyalla Academy of Gym Sports.
We've adopted their program and brought everything over here, so then there's still the same opportunity for all these kids to come and play and build all these skills so that program doesn't get lost.
I like playing with my friends.
This physical play activity, a great way for babies all the way up to 4-year-old children to get in touch with their motor skills.
It's a really great addition to our current circus programs and really fits nicely with what we want to do, and hopefully introduce a whole new generation of people to D-Faces.
I had enough of fun.
The team at DeFaces have spaces left for local children. Sessions run 4 times a week for 45 minutes with strict COVID-safe measures in place.
Everything gets completely cleaned and sanitised between everything.
Class times are listed on the DeFaces Facebook page.
We're really lucky in Whyalla to have this, a professionally resourced arts organisation. It's a really important part of our arts and culture landscape, so it's great that it continues to thrive.
Sophia Contagonis, 7 Spencer Golf News.
The northern part of our region has finally received some rain, following the 3rd driest July recorded in South Australian history. York and Mid-North farmers are hoping to reap the benefits, with up to 25 millimetres expected over the next few days. Lower York Peninsula farmers are keeping their fingers crossed, but at this stage experts say they may miss out. A Port Pirie man's routine has paid off in the form of a 5-figure sum. The man winning $50,000 from a Keno game on Wednesday the 29th of July. He purchased the winning ticket from the Pirie Plaza news agency while running his weekly errands and watched his numbers come up in store. The happy winner is planning to pay a few bills and save the rest. Well done. Time now to check what's biting out on the Spencer Gulf this coming weekend. Here's our fishing experts with their tips.
G'day and welcome to this week's fishing tips from Port Augusta to Jewel of the North. Well, a real local tip here at the moment. The council's been down clean at the west side beach behind us. With the tractors and that down there stirring up a little bit of mud, you can expect silver whiting and mullet to be around that area. King George whiting down around the Flinders Channel and also around those holes just off near Letty Spit Stick. There are blue crabs around, sort of around the number 9 just into the channel a little bit in there. They're taking about 10-15 minutes before you get the first one, but then you might get 10 or so, and they're really big and full of meat. The odd mulloway getting caught out in the middle grounds. I don't know what the guys are out there trying to catch, but they have got a couple of mulloway. And there's lots and lots of squid all around, basically everywhere at the moment. Last 20 minutes of last light drift along the front of the shacks and you'll get all you need. That's all we have from the Jewel of the North.
Welcome another week around the Gulf Fishing Tips. I've been looking around trying to find out what's been happening the best around the place. But I've seen some stuff on Facebook where up to 55 centimetre King George whiting have been caught out of Port Pirie. Young Josh Podger was having a crack at that. That's pretty good going, I reckon. So the fish numbers aren't big in catch volume, but they are big in size is what I'm trying to get to. This cold spurt that we're having over this week will certainly bring some more King George around. Down south in Port Broughton, I understand that they're very, very big fish. There's still plenty of squid right throughout from Port Broughton to Port Pirie. Lots of things to be happening in that way. I just cannot believe the run we've had on squid. But garfish, don't forget, have a try of those. Beautiful table fish. That's all we've got. We'll see you next week.
G'day and welcome to Fishing Tips in Port Lincoln. Well, our winter salmon run is in full swing. The beaches down on the south coast are fishing really well for salmon at the moment. So Sleaford to Wanner has some good schools. Fish are mainly around that 2 to 3 kilo size. Same with Gunya and Almonte Beach down through the Coffmay National Park. There's been some schools through there. Those fish have been once again around that 2 to 3 with a few fish up around 4 kilos. Sharinga has some fish at the moment. And also Talia has been producing smaller numbers but good sized salmon up there. There's also been a few gummy sharks caught at night from Talia Beach. Well, back closer to home, our local bays has been producing a few squid and also up around Louth Bay. Whiting have been caught down around Taylor's Landing, but we're hoping after this easterly blow that should stir the fish up even more. Well, that's all for this week. We'll see you again with more tips next week.
Stay with us after the break. I'll have the day's finance news and we'll have the weather details with Britt. Hello again, time for a quick check of the day's finance. BHP rose by 5%, while Oz Minerals and Clean Seas were up by 1%. Regional Express was steady, however CSL and Elders were down. And the All Ords and ASX 200 were up slightly, both markets rising by 0.7%. To the weather now, and it was cold and wet today, with the winter chill to continue into tomorrow. With all the latest details, here's Britt.
Thanks, John. Cold and wet is right. Just look at these maximum temperatures. Just 12 degrees was the high for the Spencer Gulf region today. Adelaide recorded a top of 13, with Port Lincoln, Port Pirie, Kadina, Cleve and Coffin Bay all reaching 12, Whyalla 11, Broken Hill 10, Port Augusta and Woodner just 9 degrees, Clare a top of 8. To today's satellite images, where we can see extensive cloud over South Australia with a complex low pressure system sending rain over the Spencer Gulf and thunderstorms to our north. So that was Thursday. Let's move on to Friday. Easterly winds about the Gulf waters reaching 15 to 20 knots, seas at 1 to 2 metres but decreasing around midday, swells south to southwesterly below 1 metre. Showers forecast for Port Lincoln, a top of 13 degrees tomorrow. Cleve, showers with a high of 9, a shower or two at Woodner, 12. Whyalla, showers tomorrow with a top of 10 degrees, the same for Port Augusta. A cold morning ahead for Kadina with an overnight low of 0, a high of 10 degrees with showers on the way. And it's looking to drop to 0 overnight about the mid-north too, with showers forecast for tomorrow. Port Lincoln with a high of 10, Clare just 6. Rain at Broken Hill with a top of 9 degrees. More showers forecast across the region on Saturday, but maximums a little warmer. Woodner with a high of 15 degrees. Port Augusta, Whyalla, Port Lincoln and Kadina all 14. Port Pirie 13. Broken Hill cloudy with a top of 10. Sunday fine and partly cloudy about much of the Spencer Gulf. Showers over the lower Eyre Peninsula and cloudy conditions at Broken Hill. A high of 17 at Woodner. Port Augusta, Port Lincoln and Kadina 16. Whyalla and Port Pirie both 15. Broken Hill 13 degrees. Warmer again on Monday with fine conditions across the board. Port Augusta 19, Woodner and Port Pirie both with tops of 18 degrees. Whyalla and Kadina 17, Port Lincoln and Broken Hill 16. And John, before I go, there is a warning to sheep graziers in place for tonight and tomorrow, with cold temperatures, wet conditions and moderate to fresh winds causing a risk of losses of lambs and sheep. Take care of your animals and take care of yourselves. John, back to you.
Thanks for that, Britt. And that's the local news this Thursday evening. Thanks for joining us. I'll have updates later and we'll be back tomorrow night. Until then, enjoy your evening. Good night.